Yes. So the topic which we are going to cover here is advanced analytics using Microsoft Excel. So the version of Excel which we are going to use will be Excel 2016 is what we are going to work on. Okay. So see, basically Excel is like a database where we use to store data and do some basic operation on top of that. The main idea behind this training program is to enhance our Excel skills in such a way that we can perform much more advanced analytics and advanced reporting, creating or improving our charting abilities and improving our reporting abilities using all the inbuilt functions available with the latest version of Excel. So that's the main agenda behind this training program. So I'll just quickly go through the concepts which we're going to cover in our training program, and we'll just get started with some of the basic concepts as well, right? Yes. Yeah. So these are the topics which we are going to cover under our advanced analytics training program. First, we'll start with the shortcut keys. Shortcut keys refers to Excel shortcut keys where we regularly use some of the shortcut keys like Control C, Control V, and all Control P and other shortcut keys. Apart from that, we have many other shortcut keys which we are going to cover under our program. Uh, there are many shortcut keys where Excel will offer just to fasten your performance of the work which you're performing in Excel. So we use all these shortcut keys, and we'll also discuss some of the important tricks and tips available as far as Excel is concerned. We have many things where we normally do repetitive stuff as far as Excel is concerned, and to avoid those repetitions, what are all the options are available with Excel and uh, how to perform those tricks and tips. We'll just have a look into. And then we have a concept called filtering. Filtering is one of the important concepts as far as Excel is concerned. So when you have a huge set of data, it's always that we need to filter the data based on one or multiple criteria. Uh, the filtered data will be captured and copy pasted or whatever it is you can do on top of that. And of course, sorting. Once you filter the data, you can sort your data either in ascending order or descending order based on the requirement. And we have something called custom sort as well as advanced sort. Same way in filtering also we have normal filtering as well as advanced filtering, both together, right? So, and different types of functions available. Functions play a very important role in Excel. We have many types of functions, say mathematical functions, text functions, lookup functions, logical functions, etc., etc. Right? So we'll see in detail what are all different functions are and how to work with those functions as such. Those are different types of functions. We will see a great detail of what are lookup functions. We'll concentrate more on mathematical lookup functions and all that, right? So that's about functions, and then comes data validation. When you try entering data into Excel, Excel will always allow you to enter any kind of data, but data validation will restrict your entry in such a way that you can only enter few sets of data, either numerical data or text data or date kind of data, whatever it is. So we can restrict our data using your data validation. And then conditional formatting is one more concept wherein we have for normal formatting where we apply colors, borders, different text sizes, all that formatting stuff. Static formatting is there, and there's a concept called conditional formatting as well, where our formatting will change based on the conditions you apply to the Excel. So that's conditional formatting. Uh, we have many options under conditional formatting to give something called data bars, icon sets, color schemes, etc., etc. And based on that, you can even apply formulas like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, all that inside conditional formatting also. So we'll see all that in detail. And then comes there the concept called pivot table. In Excel, one of the most important concepts, pivot table. Once your data is ready, how to create your final reports using pivot tables, what actually pivot table means, and how to create your pivot tables based on the statistical data available with us, will cover under pivot tables. So it is a very vast concept. We'll see a lot of options available with pivot tables and all that stuff. So we'll see in great detail what exactly they are. Okay, so once pivot tables are done, then we have charts. Of course, nowadays charts are very useful as far as representing your Excel data. If you want to represent a huge set of data in one graph on one page, graphs will play a very important role. So how to create graph? There are different types of graphs and charts available with Excel. That's your column chart, bar chart, pie chart, etc., etc. 3D, 4D charts, a lot of different charts available. How exactly to create charts? What are all the things we cover under charts? We will have a look into that as well. And a dashboard. Okay, so a dashboard is nothing but a collection of all the concepts which we see. It's inclusive of your pivot tables, formulas, charts, data validation, all that put together. It's like a high-end case study where we combine all the tools which we use till now to create a much advanced reporting. You would have heard of this term called dashboards, where in websites generally, if you have a home page where all the data is being fed, right? So that's called a dashboard. So same way with all the data which we have with our Excel, how to create a dashboard, which is a summary sheet, kind of a sheet, how to do that and how exactly we'll proceed with that. So we'll have a look into that as well. Okay, so and then we have under pivot tables, again, we have another concept called power pivots. Okay, power pivots are nothing but the extension of your pivot tables. Generally, we create pivot tables with only one set of data, one sheet data. Okay, power pivots may we can establish relationship between multiple sheets, and you can create a high-end report using that combination of sheets by establishing relationships and all that. That comes under Power Pivot. That's there in the latest version of Excel. You have a Power Query and Power Pivot options. We'll see how to do that, how to handle the data accordingly, right? And we have something called what if analysis, goal seek, all that. So these are some of the data analysis or marketing analysis or predictive analysis kind of a tool, which is used to predict some set of data using the existing set of data. So that's what if analysis is. So we'll see examples of how exactly to be done all that things, right? So finally, we have a concept called macros. Macros are nothing but a programming part of your Excel where you can record some set of actions and play it back whenever necessary, right? So that comes under macros. So we'll just touch base what is a macro and how to record it, how to play it back based on the available data. But macros itself is another concept altogether. It's a different training program altogether, wherein all the programming concepts, everything will be taken care there. But in this current session, we'll just give an introduction of what exactly is a macro and how to work with that. Okay, so these are a brief overview of what exactly we are going to do under our training program. Any just move ahead and start with some basic shortcut keys. That's our first concept, shortcut keys in Excel. Okay, so let's start with that. So my Excel version, as I mentioned, I'll be using 2016 version of Excel. Even if you are using 2013 version of your Excel, it's still fine. There won't be much difference in 2016 and 13. But if you are using 2010 or before previous versions, try to upgrade your Excel to the latest version. Okay, so yes, basically if you just try to understand the Excel user interface, I guess most of you will be using Excel in your day-to-day routine, but I'll just go through the important tabs available and what are the options available in which tab. Okay, so we have these different ribbons, we call it as home, insert, page layout, formulas, etc., etc. These are called ribbons. Okay, so under each ribbon we have a specific set of options available. Okay, so that we need to actually understand and remember what options are under which ribbon for us to easily go navigate to that particular tab and use those options accordingly. Okay, so home tab, of course, home ribbon generally contains the basic formatting related stuff, right? So all the fonts, all the colors, borders, bold, italic, all the copy paste, all the alignment, orientation, all that basic formatting related stuff will be under home tab. We also have this conditional formatting under home tab itself. Okay, so yeah, so all the basic related stuff will be under home tab. If you go to insert, we have uh, two major sections. One is pivot tables and the other one is graphs. Okay, so you can go and create a pivot table using insert tab. Here the very first option itself is pivot table, or if you want to create charts, there is a section called charts under insert. Okay, so that is the main advantage of insert tab. You can also have another concept called recommended pivot tables and recommended charts. Okay, so this is again the available in the latest versions, where you once you have a specific data, your Excel will only recommend you what kind of chart is best suited for the data which you have. Okay, so while we cover charts topic, we'll see in detail what are recommended charts and how to create charts and all that stuff, right? So page layout is basically something where we have themes, backgrounds, orientations, all that. Okay, so it's basically about how to arrange your data for taking the printouts and all that stuff, right? So you can set your margins, you can set your orientation, portrait, landscape, all that. Page layout. Page layout, as the name itself suggests, the how the Excel page layout will be like. So all those options will be under page layout. Okay, and the most important tab or ribbon as far as Excel is concerned is this functions tab, wherein you have all the functions available with Excel will be grouped under here. So we have logical functions, text functions, lookup functions, financial functions, mathematical functions, etc., etc. So all the different kinds of functions are grouped accordingly, and you will have a lot of functions under that. So we'll see in detail what are all functions, how it works, and all that stuff. Right. So formulas tab contains all the formulas, one of the most important ribbon. Okay, and then data tab contains all the functionalities available with Excel. Okay, so how to import data from other sources. Okay, so and then how to filter data, sort data, and there are some other few functionalities like text to columns, remove duplicates, data validation. So all the functionality related stuff will be under data tab. Okay, so we'll be using these two tabs in a great extent. So formulas tab and data tab. Okay, and then review basically contains options to protect your sheets and share your workbooks. Okay, all that protection related stuff will be under review. And again, view and page layout will again have the layouts of your Excel, how it looks like, right? So we have different page views, and we have different options to select what exactly to see. Zoom related options and all formatting related options will be under view. Okay, so and finally we have something called developer tab. If you are new to Excel, this developer tab will not be available. You'll have to make sure that it is enabled. Okay, we can just go and enable that. Uh, we'll see while recording the macros, we'll see how to enable that and how to start recording the macros and all that stuff. So all the macros related stuff will be present under this developer tab. Okay, so yes, fine then. Okay, so we'll just see some basic shortcuts to start with. I will just insert some set of numbers here using a function called rand between function. So I say rand between and I pass a lower limit and upper limit, and your rand between function will actually generate any random number between the limit you specify. Okay, so I close bracket and enter some set of numbers have been generated just for my training purpose, I've just created this. So I will, okay. The first and foremost shortcut key generally people use is the Control C, Control V, of course, obviously, right? So Control C for copy, Control V for paste, right? So I'll just give a note of it here. So Control C, copy, Control V, paste. Okay, but as far as Control C, Control V are concerned, what exactly copy paste will do? So if you have a detailed, explanation of what exactly Control C, Control V is, uh, I will just show you once again. So let me format this table a bit. So I'll just use a sum function here and then drag it here. I would simply format this table. I would select some borders. This is how I guess you're all aware of this basic formatting stuff. So I'm not going deep into that. So giving some borders there, and I'm giving some background color and some bold and italic also I'm giving for my sum function. So here basically I have some formulas, I have some values, and I have some formats as well, that is borders as well. Okay. Now again, I'm going to copy this data and paste it down, Control V. Now, if you observe when you do a Control C, Control V, basically what is happening here is the data inclusive of formats, inclusive of formulas, everything will be pasted. Okay. So Control C is copy, Control V is not only paste, it paste and it carries three things together. It carries values, it carries formulas, and it carries formats as well. Okay. So when someone asks you to explain what is Control V, technically it carries these three things. Okay. Values, formulas, and formats. Okay. So that's what Control C, Control V will do. Okay. But when you are working in a reporting kind of an environment where you sometimes doesn't require the formulas to be displayed in the destination. Okay, or sometimes you don't require the formats, only values to be pasted. You need only the values to be pasted. Okay, in such scenarios, Excel has a special feature called paste special. Okay, so when you copy this data, we can do this paste special options. Okay, so I copy this, Control C, go to the destination where you want to paste, right click on that and go to paste special. This is paste special, right? So I'm selecting that paste special and a new window will open where you will copy what you require. Okay, whether you wanted only values to be copied or only formats to be copied or formulas to be copied. Okay, let's start with values. So I select values, paste special values, and click OK. In this case, I get only values. You see here, I don't get any values. I don't get any formulas. This is not a formula going forward. This is a value. And I don't see any borders. I don't see any colors, nothing as such. Only the values present in this list will be copied and pasted in the destination. Okay. So that's basically about paste special values. Okay. And we have, of course, shortcut keys to perform this action. So I'll say Control C, go to the destination, right click on the destination and type yes V. Okay, yes for paste special, V for values. Okay, so I'll just write it down here. Right click, yes V for paste special values. Okay, so how this is being this shortcut, I mean, you can remember is, okay, so if I just copy this data once again, Control C, and come to the destination and right click on that, you see there paste special, yes is being underlined. So in this right click menu, whatever underlined word is underlined. Okay, whatever character is being underlined, that acts as a shortcut key. Okay, so you can probably remember it in that way. So if at all you are doing something like filter, there is a underlined word there. If you want to copy C is underlined, cut T is underlined, paste special, yes is underlined. So yes will be my shortcut key. Okay, so that is how your shortcut key will be arrived. So once again, if I type yes, okay, so let me copy it again, Control C. If I type yes, okay, this window will come. Okay, this again in this window, you can see there V is underlined there. Okay, V is underlined. So right click yes, V would be the shortcut key for doing the paste special values. So this is how we can remember the shortcut keys when you are performing the these shortcuts. Okay, so here I have not selected anything, so it has come like this. Now if you do a right click paste special values, yes, V, only the values will be selected. Okay, so that's one of the useful options. We see a lot of these paste special values. So right click yes, V is the shortcut. Okay, on the similar lines, let's say I wanted the formats to be copied, only the formats I want to copy from source to the destination. Okay, then it is right click yes and R for formats. Okay, and right click yes, F for formulas. Okay, so if at all you're interested in learning shortcut keys, these things will really help you. So I'm here doing, let's say I wanted only the formats to be pasted. I go to destination and say right click yes, R. So I'll repeat that again, Control C, destination, you have to do a right click yes, R. Okay, you see here only the formats are being copied, no values, no formulas, only formats. Okay, so sometimes what happens, we'll have, let's say, 5 different tables in 5 different sheets, and I wanted all the 5 different tables should be configured or should be colored or should be formatted in the same way. Okay, you can't keep doing it for 5 times, no? So you do it once and you copy that and go to the destination and say paste special formats. Then your data will be formatted as whatever you do for the first table. Okay, so let's just do that. I will go to another table. Let's go to other sheet and try creating some numbers once again, like this. That is 4 columns, 8 rows. So 4 columns, and I will create some other data. Okay, and I'll just use the sum function here and drag that, Control R. Okay, and if I have to copy the same formatting, not the values, right? Here I might have different values. Here I have different values, right? But I wanted, okay, one other, right? So 8 rows. Now I wanted the same formatting to be applied to the second sheet as well. So I do a copy, come back here and right click yes, R for formats. You see there instantly the second table is also formatted with the same formatting as we have in the first table. So that's the advantage of using paste special formats. Okay. Yes. And then we have paste special formulas. If you want values as well as formulas to be pasted without formatting, okay, only values and formulas. Okay, let's see how to do that. Just delete this. Okay, so I copy this, Control C, go to the destination. This time say right click, yes, F for formulas. You see there values are being there, no formats, but this is a formula. This is not a value. This is just a formula. So formulas are being pasted, but formats are being ignored. Okay. Now all three things together, whatever we have seen, these three, no? So all these three together is called Control V, that is paste. Okay. So we sometimes generally ignore Control V, just we do it normally, but there is this much background behind that, right? So values separately, format separately, and formula separately we can paste, or all together combinedly if you want to paste, it's just Control V. Okay, so that's about very useful paste special options in Excel. So right click SV for paste special values, right click SR for formats, right click SF for formulas. Yes. So any doubt with this? Right click options or paste special options?
Okay. Is special.
Okay. Fine then. So we'll see some more shortcut keys with control. Okay, so we have control C, control V, and we have, of course, control P for print. That is, we all do that. Control yes for save, of course. Okay, control and B for bold, of course. If you want to do a bold for anything, I can just select that and do a control B that acts as bold, control I for italic, control U for underline, right? So all that things we regularly do. So control I for italic, control U for underline, right? So these are very basic, regularly used shortcut keys. We see some more additional shortcut keys. Let's say I'm working on this particular workbook. Okay, so I'm working on this workbook and I want to instantly open a new workbook altogether. Okay, then Control N would be the shortcut key. Okay, so Control N for opening a new workbook. Okay, so generally to open a new workbook, we go to File, Open, and then New. All the three level steps we should follow, right? So, sorry, in File and New, right? You have to go for New, and then you'll have to click a New workbook as such. So instead of that, you can instantly say Control N, and a new workbook will be open. You see there, a new workbook has already been opened, which is Book 2 here, right? So Control N is a shortcut key for that. And then on the similar lines, when I open this workbook, I do all the operations which I want to do, and I want to close this active workbook, right? Close this active workbook. Control W is a shortcut key. Okay, so when you say Control W, then you can close the active workbook. Okay, close the active workbook. That's what Control W will do. So Control N for opening a new workbook, Control W to close the already existing current workbook, active workbook we call it as. It will not close the entire Excel application. It will only close the active Excel which you are working on, right? So that's Control W. And okay, next thing is, let's say I have a value here, say 45. Fine. So I have a value here in F11, that is 45. Okay. Now I wanted the same value to be pasted or dragged across other cells till, let's say, 18th row, something like that. Okay. You can either keep your cursor towards the right corner, bottom corner of your screen, and then drag it. That's one way of doing it. Okay. Or you can either use a shortcut key. Okay. Select the source and the destination till where you wanted to drag and use a shortcut called Control D. Control D for down drag, a value or a formula. Okay. Now in this case, I have a formula, right? Which is some function I have. Now I wanted to drag this formula. I can again drag it to with how many ever cells I want, select that and say Control D. The formula and the formatting gets dragged just like that. Okay, so that's one of the useful options there. Okay, so Control D. I do a Control Z here and I go and write it here, Control D. Control D for down drag. Okay, and on the similar lines, you can go for Control R. You can guess what is that, R for right, right? So if I have a formula here, I've just written a formula in this cell and I wanted this formula to be dragged across to the right. Okay, then I can select the destination cells and say Control R. Control R for right drag. So I do Control D for down drag, Control R for right drag. Right? So Control D down drag, Control R. I regularly use these two shortcut keys, Control D and Control R. Very useful as such. Okay, so yeah, that's about control plus key combinations. What else? Yeah, of course, Control F is there. Control F is to find anything. I guess most of us will do this. Control F to find specific text in my workbook. I say values and I enter, and it goes and looks for the values wherever it is there, something like that. So Control F is to find. Control H is to find and replace. If you want to replace the text with some other text, then you can go for Control H for find and replace. Okay, so Control F for just find, and Control H for find and replace. Right, so that's Control F and Control H. Yes, and one more useful shortcut key is, now when my cursor is here in A1, okay, and I want to select the entire set of continuous set of records here, continuous set of data, I want to select instantly. Okay, I can go for Control A. Control A for select all. Select all in the sense it will select till the next empty row and next empty column and the next empty row. Till that point, whatever data is there, it will go and select that. So I keep my cursor not only in A1, you can keep your cursor anywhere inside your data set and say Control A, it would select the continuous set of data around, okay, till the next blank row or next blank column is encountered. It will just select everything. Okay, so that's how it is. Control and A for select all. So I just wrote a sum function such that I could sum all the values present over here, A1 to D7. Okay, so let's assume that I have increased one more record. Okay, so let's just put some values over here, 78, something like that, and your formula will not get updated. Okay, you see here, it just refers to the only the previous set of data here. If you insert some other record at the down, it will not get updated. But if you insert a row in between, okay, let's insert a row in between any one of these records. Let's say before the last row, I'll insert one row and I will try to update the same values. 78. You see there, the values are getting changed. It becomes 2016. So when you append the data, when you construct a function and append the data after the last record, your data or your formula will not get updated automatically. But if you do the same thing in between, if you insert a record in between the data set, it gets updated automatically. Okay, now this is one kind of a small drawback with a formula. When you want to append the data after the last record, your formulas will not get updated.